This video, we are going to build a question and answer generator application that can be used to create a custom dataset in a CSV format to fine-tune your LLMs. So with this application, you'll be able to upload a domain PDF document that you want to create your dataset for fine-tuning your model on a specific task. So you can use this in so many applications, such as prepping yourself for exam or professional use cases. So we are going to use the Mixtral A7B model, running it directly through the Hugging Face API. So we are going to use the Hugging Face API token, and we are going to use the Streamlit as the framework for this application. So I already have a similar video, but this time we are using a different model. That is the Mixtral A7B and a different display of the user interface. All right, so let's dive into a quick demo on how this works. So this is the Streamlit application that helps us to upload the cardiovascular PDF document. So this is specifically in a medical domain, a cardiovascular PDF document. So it is a 37-page PDF document. That is the introduction to the human cardiovascular system. Okay, so it contains the introduction, the function of the cardiovascular system, the component, and the heart, the blood vessels, the arteries. Right, so it was able to generate. Okay, let's dive into the. All right, so when it got uploaded, you can see the display of the PDF in the Streamlit application. So it was able to generate questions and answers that can be used to fine-tune your LLMs depending on your custom or your specific use case. So for example, question one is, what are the three main components of a cardiovascular system? And the answer is, the three main components of a cardiovascular system are the heart, blood and blood vessels. So the heart is a four-chambered hollow muscular organ that pumps blood through the blood vessels. So blood is made up of blood cells and plasma, and it carries oxygen. All right, so the next question is, what is the function of the cardiovascular system? The answer is, cardiovascular system responsible for transporting nutrients, hormones, and waste products throughout the body. Question three, the types of blood vessels and what are their functions? Right, and it gives us the exact answers. What are the three types of arteries and question? So here you're able to click on the download, and so question 7 started with what and it ended there. All right, so you're able to hit on the download question and answers, and it's going to create a link that you'll be able to download the CSV file. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So this is the question and this is the answer. What are the three main components of the cardiovascular system? And it says the three main components of the cardiovascular system are the heart, the blood, and blood vessels. This is question 2 with the answers, question 3 with the answers. So if you have huge PDF documents, a lot of pages, you can just upload it and it will generate question and answers based on the numbers and the pages that you have. All right, so I'm going to show you how we are going to build this step by step. So let's get into the VS Code. All right, so these are the requirements. So we are going to attach the link in my GitHub repository so you can grab the code. Right, so first things first, we are going to need the requirement.txt to install so that the application will run. So we need LangChain, Streamlit, Hugging Face Hub, ChromaDB to create store as the vector store to store our embeddings, the PyPDF to get the PDF document, sentence transformers, the LangChain community. Okay, so now let's get to the code. All right, so I'm going to start with a new terminal. Start with a new terminal, pull this up. So before we do that, we do pip install dash r requirement. So the requirement txt. So let's hit enter. And it's going to install all the required packages. All right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need to do is we are going to start it with a starter code import streamlet as st import temp file. I'm going to need to create some temp file to store the PDF document. Import OS, import the base 64, which is a model that provides a function for encoding and decoding data. And we are going to need pandas as PD, create some data frame. So from langchain.textSplitter, we import the recursive character text splitter to split the document, the text. So from langchain community.document loaders, we import the PyPDF loader to create the or read the PDF document. And this from langchain.docstore.document, we import the document. So this is going to create or put our text into a document form. And from langchain.change.summarize, we import the load summary chain to summarize the questions and answers. And also from langchain.change, we import the retrieval keyway to create our question and answers. Retrieve the question and answers. And from langchain community embedded, we use the Hugging Face embeddings. So we are going to store the embeddings. So we are going to use the sentence transformers. And the next thing is LangChain Community Vector Store. We use the Chroma as the vector store. And the LLM, we are using that from the Hugging Face Hub. And from LangChain.prompt, we import the prompt template to pass the prompt to the LLM. Okay, so the next thing is, all right, it's going to be a pretty, want to go step by step. All right, so we'll be able to explain the code. So we need to create a prompt. So let's say prompt template. So we create a template. I'm going to say template. And I'm going to pass the prompt. Okay, have it here. I'm just going to paste it. So we are saying that you are an expert in creating practice questions based on a study material. Your goal is to prepare a student for their exam. You do this by asking questions about the text below, and the text will be here. So create questions that will prepare the student for their exam. Make sure not to lose any important information. All right. And the next thing is let's pull this up. So let's create a prompt question. So this is going to help us pass our prompt template questions. So I'm going to say create this variable questions, and I'm going to say prompt template. So we are passing our template is equal to the prompt template questions, and the input variable is going to be variable are going to be the text right here. So we are going to put that in like a list. Let's say text. Okay. All right, so we want to refine the templates question. So let's refine it to make it more accurate. So let's refine it to be passed to the LLM. Just make sure we get the right accurate answer as possible. Okay, so let's refine it. I'm going to copy this here. Let's refine it. Okay, to get rid of this one. Okay, so let's refine it. So refine templates question. So it's saying that you are an expert in creating practice questions based on the study material. Your goal is to help a student prepare for an exam. We have received some practice questions to a certain extent. So this is going to be the answers that it's already generating, the existing answers. So we have the option to refine the existing question or add new ones, only if necessary with some more context below. So we pass the text. So given the new context, refine the original question in English. So we're just going to refine based on the prompt template question we have. We're just going to refine it to give us the best answers as possible. So we create another variable, say refine prompt question. So we create a refine prompt question. So we create a question. So we create another prompt. And we want to say input. Put this down here. Input variables. This time we are going to pass the system answer, and I'm going to pass the text as well. So we are doing nothing but refining the prompt question, and the template is refined refined template questions. Okay, so let's initialize the application. So I'll just give it a comment. Initialize Streamlit app. So we give it a title. So we call it question answer prayer generator. It's Mixtral 8 7B, and we get a markdown. I'm going to say for the markdown already put this here. So we are going to put the color to be orange, text align to be center. Okay, that is the markdown. so let's say file, create a file upload where we are going to upload the file for a single file uploaded is, and put that on the sidebar. File loader. So let's say we'll say something like upload PDF file, and the type is, let's call it PDF. So now let's set the file path when we have uploaded or created the variable for the uploaded file. So let's set file path. So file path is none. So if not uploaded any file. So now we want to check if file is uploaded. Okay, file is uploaded. We are going to check if uploaded file. So we are going to say save the uploaded file in a temporary location. So if the file is uploaded, I'm going to say with creating a temp file dot named temp file, let's say delete is equal to false. We want to delete any file. Surface is equal to, so it ends in PDF. So we're going to call it as a temp file. All right, so now temp file, I'm going to write the uploaded file, I'm going to read it, write it in the temp file, and the file path. The file path is equal to the temp file name. Right, temp file name. Okay, so now another if statement to display the PDF document. So when we have uploaded the document, we want to display it in a streaming application. So we still want to put an if statement. So if that file exists, if file path, we want to say save the uploaded file to a temporary location. So with okay, so we want to, so if we have uploaded the file, we want to display the document, the PDF document. So we want to say now we want to say with open file path name, open file path name. So we are going to read the content of the file and encode it in the base64 format using the base64 code encoding. Okay, so we are saying R as F, calling it as F. So we are creating the base 64 PDF using the base 64 to do the encoding. Dot B6. I'm going to choose the B64 encode. The F read. I'm going to read that. And we are going to decode using the UTF formats. Right. So the PDF, we create a variable display is equal to, this is quite long, so I'm going to paste it. So the encoded content is then decoded using the UTF-8 string. So we now create an HTML strings to display the PDF display containing the embedded PDF using the base64 encoded data. All right, so the HTML string includes the width of the pixel, 700 pixel, the height is equal to 1000, and the embedded PDF. All right, so next thing is we create a markdown for that. So PDF display, I'm going to say save. I'm going to allow the HTML to be true. Right. So the next thing is, let's check if file path is set. Check if file is set. So if file let's create a question. We want to create a question answer pairs. Pairs. We'll create a list for that. So we check if the file path exists. We want to create a question and answer pair for that. So we want to load data from the uploaded PDF. So let's load the data. So we are using the loader is equal to the pi, use the pi PDF loader. So we load it from the file path. And create a variable called data and loader.load. Right. So we load it. So now let's combine text from the document into one string for the question generation. Right, so now I'm going to say text question, then create, let's make it a string. Right, so let's iterate through the pages for page in the data. We are going to append that to the string. Each page content. We want to get a content and append that or append that to the string. Right. So anytime you iterate through the page, the data, we are going to append that into the string. Text question gen. All right. So let's initialize text splitter for question generation. Okay, so let's use the variable script text splitter question. Then so let's use so we are using the cursive character text splitter. Right, and I'm going to use a chunk size to be chunk we do it 10,000 and the chunk overlap going to do it 50. You can change it to meet your needs. So let me split the text chunks for all right, so let's split the text chunk for question generation. Right, so we are going to say text chunks question and is so let's use the text splitter. We use the text splitter gen split. So we are going to say text splitter question gen. We are going to split text. So we split the text. passing the text, question gen, pass text. Right, so we split the text. Right, so we initialize the text splitter for the question generation, and we split it using the split text. Okay, right, perfect. So let's convert the chunks into document for question generation. Right, so now I'm going to call this docs of question. Right, so we are creating a document, create a list. I'm going to say document of the page content. I'm going to call it a T, and say for T in text in the text chunk. Right, so we convert that to a document, convert the text chunks to document, right? So that we could be used for the question and answer generation. So now we will need to set up the OS dot environment for the Hugging Face Hub API token. So I'm going to say environment. I'm going to pass the Hugging Face Hub API token. Right, so I'm going to show you how to get this. Right, so in your API, in your Hugging Face, you go to settings, and in here you go to access token, and you just copy your API token and you paste it in here. Right. The next thing now is let's initialize the large the LLM for the question generation. All right. So we are going to use the Hugging Face to get to the model. So we are using the Mixtral model. All right. So I'm going to say I'm going to read the repo. I'm going to say repo ID. So let's get the model we want to use. I'm going to go back to my Hugging Face. I'm going to use the Mixtral instruct. So you can choose whatever model you want to use. I'm going to copy that and come here. I'm going to paste it. So the LLM question. And so we create an LLM for the question generation. I'm going to pass the Hugging Face hub. Right, so I'm going to say the repo ID is equal to repo ID. I'm going to pass a model part is equal to passing the parameters to temperature. Let's do 0.2. Right, so let's initialize question generation chain. So question then chain is equal to reload the load, summarize chain. We want to pass in the LLM, so we pass in the LLM for the question generation. Pass the chain type. We want to make it refined, and I must track the conversation. Want to make it true, and the prompt question prompt. We are passing the prompt questions and the refined prompt. So we are passing the question prompt and the refined prompt that we created up. Refined prompt is equal to the refined prompt questions. Okay, perfect. So the next thing is okay. So let's run the question generation chain. So we say run the question generation chain. We say questions is equal to the question and chain. I'm going to say dot run. I'm going to pass the doc. So we pass the doc question generation right here that we convert into document. So we run it and we save that into a variable called questions. And let's initialize the, so guys, we are creating two steps here. So we do one for the questions and we do one for the answer generation. So we initialize the LLM for the answer generation. Okay, so I'm going to name it. I'm going to say LLM answer gen. I'm going to copy this one. So I'm going to copy this one, repo ID, and okay, get this out. Repo ID. I'm going to need copy this one to create that for the answer generation. I'm going to paste. Okay, so So this is the repo ID. Repo ID. So this is the LLM answer. Then I'm going to paste this here. Right. So let's create a vector store. Right. So create vector database for the answer generation. All right. So let's run it and say embedding. So let's create a embedding. Embeddings is equal to, we are using the Hugging Face embedding. So say model name is equal to the sentence. So I'm going to show you how you can do this. So we say sentence format. So we're going to copy this one and the model name. Right. And we are going to say model part is equal to device. Put that in, say device. I'm going to do on the CPU. CPU. All right. All right. So the next thing is let's initialize the vector store. Okay. Initialize the vector store. Okay. So this is the embedding. So let's say create embedding. Embedding. So let me initialize the vector store. Vector store for the answer generation. Okay, so I'm going to say vector store. So we're going to say chroma. We are using the chroma from document. So we are passing the docs and embeddings. So each of the documents we are creating embeddings. Okay. So the docs that we've created up here, right here, we are creating embeddings for each of them. All right, so let's initialize the retriever chain for the answer generation. Okay, so we are going to say Now we create a retriever for the answer generation. So we're going to say chain. So we pass the retriever keyway dots from chain type. Okay. So we pass the LLM is equal to the LLM answer gen that we've created. And we are saying the chain type. Chain type is saying stuff. And retriever is equal to pass the vector stuff to the retriever dot as retriever as retriever is equal to 2 to get the most of 2 response. Retrieval is equal to vector store as retriever. Alright, so let's split the generated questions into a list of questions. So we create the generated question into a list of questions. So we call it question list is equal to questions dot split. I'm going to split each of the question and we say answer each question and save to a file. Right. So let's iterate through each of the question in the question list. Question in question list. What do you want to do? Let's write it in the Streamlit application. Let's see the write. Write something like question. Let me do a column and let me say question. Right, so you should display that in the Streamlit and create a variable answer is equal to answer gen chain, passing the chain to run question. So we pass the chain and we pass the question. Okay, so for each of question, we want to append the answers. Answer pairs. We want to append the question and the answer. And the answer. Right, and let's write the answer. Let's write the answer. The answer with a column. Let's write the answer. Right, let's draw a line. Separate the answers from the question, and let me say, let me do it all dash, right, do a break. Right, so let's create a temp file. Let's create a directory storing the answers. Answers directory with a path. Let's call it OS. Say OS. We're going to join file. Let's say that get temp file directory. We're going to call it answers. So OS make directory. Say answers directory. So we pass the directory. We say exit. Is this okay? We say true. All right. So the next thing is let's create data frame from the list of question answer pairs. Let's say QABF is equal to the data frame as the question and answer pair that we have already created, and we give it a column. Columns is equal to question and answer. So let's save the data frame to a CSV file. We'll say CSV file to OS. Let's join it in the answer directory. Join it. We are going to name it questions. Say questions and answers CSV. Right. So let's create a download. Let's create a download. We want to download a document. So the download button. We'll say Markdown. Like download Q and Q&A CSV file. mst dot create a download button. Help us download question and answers. CSV file path. All right. So what I want to do now is to clean up the temp file. We'll say os dot remove file path. Guys, this is quite a long video. So we are done. What I want to do is I'm going to save this, and so we run it by saying streamlet run app. I name it one.py. Say enter. Right, so I'm gonna upload this one. We have an error. Okay, line 64. So it's temp file dot write uploaded file path is equal to file path. All right, so let's save it. All right, so let me save this and run it by streamlet run app. Let me say one.py. Okay, let me upload a PDF. And I'm going to upload this one. This one. All right, so I just tested out PDF of Walmart document, and let's see how this works. Question and answers. What is the title of Walmart's INC's new annual report, and when was it posted? The title of Walmart's new annual report is Defining the Future of Retail, and was posted on to the company's investor relations site on the recent date ahead of. Right, so we have all these questions generated. Awesome. Okay, so if we want to download it, we go to here. All right, so it creates a link. All right, so I'm going to copy this. This is the link. I'm going to paste it here. There's our output. What is the title of format? It's new report, and when was it posted? According to Dr. Macmillan, what is Walmart's main focus? Walmart's main focus is on the long-term success, as stated by Dr. Macmillan. What investment has woman made in pursuing growth? Woman has made several investments in pursuing growth, including investment in higher wages, associates, education, pricing, and e-commerce. They have also acquired companies like Flipkart, Jet, and others. Right, guys, this is just a sample of the document that I've uploaded, so you can ingest volumes of data and see how it's going to bring out the format or a CSV output that you requested. Right, so this was all that I wanted to show you guys. I hope you like this video. I'm going to attach the code in in my GitHub repository so you can grab it. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and share. See you in the next one.